Good morning everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is Naveen and today I'll be taking you through counting of figures, which is an important topic under MAHCET. So we'll be looking at different types of figures, and if there are any shortcuts available, we'll be going through that. So the very first question is we need to find the number of triangles. Yeah, good evening Chetan. How are you? So we need to find the number of triangles. So how do we do that? So remember that in any figure of this type, where you have a triangle and then you have an inverted smaller triangle inside it. So what you do is you write down the number of ones, add them. So if you add these ones, you will get 4, right? And then you add 1 to it further. So this 1 further is for the largest triangle. So you have 5 triangles in such figures. Triangle inside triangle, okay? And triangle inside triangle, not any random triangle, but an inverted smaller triangle inside it. So how many triangles do you see we have here? Good, Prajakta. Hi, Shahbaz. So we will be having 5 triangles in this figure. We will have 5 triangles in this figure, and since they are simply joined at a vertex, so if they are joined at a vertex, we will not get any triangle. Had they been joined at a particular side, then you may have got a triangle further. So we are going to have a total of 10 triangles. Okay, so we simply add 5 plus 5, that will give you 10, right? Okay, the next one, we need to find the number of triangles in the given figure. So see, the questions could be a very standard one, or it could be, or they could be very random ones. If they are random ones, of course, the only way is to count patiently each and every triangle. And the chances are that you will miss out on 1 or 2 triangles, or you may add or include some triangle, more than once. So the options will match, right? Because the options are going to be consecutive numbers or values which are going to be 1 or 2 above the actual answer. So it becomes very risky. So you have to practice a lot and solve as many varieties as possible, so to have confidence. So people are saying B, A. Okay. We will see. We will see. So how to go about such triangles? What you need to do is redraw the figure, and when you are redrawing, see, this is not a standard triangle. It's not a standard figure. Had those 2 smaller vertical lines and 1 horizontal line been not there, this would have been a standard figure. Right now we don't have a standard figure. So what you need to do is redraw the triangle, and while you're redrawing the triangle, start from the largest. So this is the largest triangle that you have, right? 1 triangle, and then you have the second triangle here. So can we say we have 2 large triangles? Okay? So large triangles हमारे पास 2 हो गए. Don't worry about the newly formed triangles. Those are smaller ones. We have not counted smaller ones. So don't try to count the number of triangles as you get them of any size. Start from the largest figure towards the smallest. Don't do smallest to largest. It becomes complicated. Okay, once we are done with the largest triangle, then what triangle do we have next? So the next triangle we are going to have will be, I'll redraw this triangle, these 2, okay, so that next it becomes easier. Okay, the next triangle we have is this particular triangle, right? Which is the smaller one, smaller than the previous. And then we have another triangle which is at the bottom, smaller than the previous. So can we say we now have 2 medium-sized triangles, right? We will not have along the east, northeast or southeast direction meaning, because we do not have vertical lines. So we will have only 2 medium-sized triangles. Now, once you figured out 2 triangles, then redraw the figure. And now let's count the smaller triangles, because that's what we are left with. So if we count the number of smaller triangles, so we are going to have 1 triangle here, another triangle here, another triangle here, another one here, another one here, and another one here, right? So we get further 6 small triangles. So small k 6 aa jayenge, right? Now the smallest one. So for the smallest one, if I redraw the figure, you have these two vertical lines, right? So I will have one triangle to the left and then I will have one triangle to the right. Don't count the original one within which these two triangles are, because that has already been taken care of previously, right? Then you will have one triangle at the bottom east direction and one triangle at the bottom west. So we get 4 smallest triangles. So if I talk about smallest triangles, we get another 4. So this is how you proceed slowly. Now add all the triangles that you have got. 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 6, 10, 10 plus 4, 14. So B is your answer. Okay, Yash, Ruchi, Kajal, Chetan. प्रोसेस समझ आया? आराम से करना है, हड़बड़ी नहीं करनी है, क्योंकि मिस होगा तो ऑप्शन में दिख जाएगा. Okay, next one. Count the number of squares in the given figure. Okay, so what happens is, if you are given a square and inside the square, I mean that square is further divided into 4 smaller squares, what you do is you write down 1 1 1 1 throughout. मैं squares की बात कर रहा हूँ, squares count करने की, rectangles नहीं, squares count करने का. So you write down 1 1 1, you add them, you get 4, and then you add one more. These are the total number of squares you will find. Now what happens when you have concentric squares like the figure we have? तो आप क्या करोगे? I'll draw it. Okay, you will be counting 1 1 1 square inside, so that will give us 4 plus 1. 5. Then you will count the outer regions, the L-shaped regions, that is 1 1 1 1, that is 4, and again add 1 to it, you get another 5. So total number of squares you will find will be 10. इसी logic को if you follow through, if you have more concentric squares, then what will this figure eventually lead to? Aditi, C हो जाएगा, right? Because you are going to get 4 plus 1, 5 squares here. Then you are going to get 4 plus 1, 5 squares from the middle square. That is another 5. And then you get 4 plus 1, that is 5 in the largest one. So you get 5 in each. These will add up to give you 15. So 15 हो जाएगा answer. Okay? Chalo, next one. How many rectangles are given in the picture? You can see that this figure is not at all symmetrical, or there is no pattern in it. So unfortunately, we will have to calculate patiently, and you can see that the values are way more. Unexpected है, काफी ज़्यादा है. And since I have different colored markers, so it's going to be easier for me to help you understand. But if you try to solve it on your own, it will become difficult because you'll have only one colored pen, isn't it? So same logic, you will start from the largest figure, and as you move along, you calculate the next sized figure, the next one, and the next one. ऐसे ही करना है. I'll give you a hint. The answer is even. It's not odd. Even number of rectangles are formed. And here the assumption is every square is a rectangle. So even if a figure looks like a square, you will be treating that as a rectangle. Okay? क्योंकि ये तो fact है ना कि that every square is a rectangle. A is not the answer. 21 नहीं है, उससे कहीं ज़्यादा है. कहीं ज़्यादा मतलब उससे तो ज़्यादा. Every other option is more than 21, isn't it? So Akash says D. Sony says B. Now we are left with only two options, you know. Now there is no way you could have figured out that the total number of rectangles are going to be even. I just gave you a hint so that you guys are not stuck at 21 at least, because everyone was saying 21. B. Yes, मैंने बोला कि total number of rectangles even है. E option तो नहीं है even, it's 25, it's odd, right? Okay, so people are saying B, 22. So let's count. Before we start counting, I'll tell you three things. Okay? All the three types are different. Kind of related, but still different. सबसे पहले तो ये है, suppose if you have a figure like this. Okay? And if I ask you how many rectangles are here, how do you count it? What is the way? Now this is different from what we saw in the previous one. Here they were everyone where each figure was a square and they were kind of cyclic in nature. They were not a straight line. ये एक cyclic था, rows and column both, right? Similarly, in the first figure, the triangle we had, it was very much symmetrical and it was kind of cyclic in nature. It started from a top triangle on the left, bottom right, bottom left, and it continued. It was one triangle was there at the center. So these standard figures, they have some approach to solve. इसमें नहीं कर सकते थे, so we had to figure out one by one. Same is the case here. The figure is not symmetrical. It's not in a pattern, so there is no formula to get to the answer. But what is the number of rectangles we have here in this one? इस वाले में बताओ, मैंने जो फिगर ड्रॉ करा है, जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. Two people have answered D. The rest of you have answered B. कितने rectangles हैं? काउंट करो आराम से. Large, then medium sized by taking two rectangles left and right, then the smallest ones. कितने आ रहे हैं? How many rectangles are here? Yash says 6, Akash says 6, Amisha says 4. Why 4, Amisha? Amisha, एक तो ये है बड़ा वाला, फिर एक ये है, फिर एक ये है, and then you have got 3 small ones. 1, 2, 3, 6 है ना, Amisha? So there are 6 rectangles here. So what is the formula for this type of figure? What you do is, instead of writing 1, 1, 1, you write 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then, what you do is, you take this 3 and multiply it by the next number and divide it by 2. 3 के बाद क्या आता है? 4. है ना? So 3 into 4 divided by 2. That will give you the total number of rectangles here. Okay, let me show you with another figure. Suppose if you have only this part. कितने rectangles है इधर? If you count it without using any formula, you would be like, okay, this is one small, another small, 2 और एक बड़ा वाला, 3 हो गए. If I use the logic that we just discussed, the counting stops at 2. So 2 into what comes after 2? 3. 2 into 3 by 2, you will get 3 rectangles. What if I show you a rectangle, if I show you a figure where the rectangle is not horizontal but vertical? Will the answer change just because the orientation has changed? No. आप ऊपर से लिखना शुरू करोगे 1, 2, 3 या नीचे से, doesn't matter, the order sequence doesn't matter. So once you stop at 3, you will write down 3 into what comes after 3 into next number divided by 2. Divided by 2, fix है. ये होना है. Clear? Yes, Prajakta, it's actually 1 plus 2 plus 3, पर अगर बहुत ज़्यादा होगा तो इतना कौन ऐड करेगा? है ना प्राजक्ता? Suppose there are 10 such divisions. So 1 से लेके 11 तक ऐड करना मुश्किल है. That's why I am telling you this formula, which is nothing but sum of consecutive natural numbers starting with 1 up to the given number. So this is the first type that I wanted you guys to know. अब second type पे आते हैं. Second type happens to be pretty simple, straightforward, which is going to have कुछ ऐसा. Suppose ये 4 ऐसे बने हुए हैं and then you have got 3 like this. Now if I ask you how many rectangles we have, not squares, rectangles पूछा जाएगा इनमें, ठीक है? Squares तो बहुत simple हो जाएंगे. So in this case, what do you do? You are going to use the first approach का पहला वाला. You are going to write down 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be 4 into 3 by 2. That will give you 6. Sorry. 4 into 5. That will give you 10. Right? And then you're going to do 1, 2, 3, the last part, which is 3 into 4 by 2, which is going to give you 6. Then you are going to multiply these two and you will get the total number of rectangles here. I'll repeat. This is just an extension of the previous case where we had only a row or a column, or we had only a horizontal strip or a vertical strip. Here we have both. It's a two-dimensional figure right now. So one dimension, you follow it through, you solve it the way we solved it. Second dimension, from the same vertex you solve it, and whatever answers you get, you multiply them. So you get 10 into 6, 60 rectangles we have here. Is this clear? Third, something like the figure we see in this question. Suppose if we have a rectangle like this, a shape like this, we know that there are 3 rectangles here. Now the moment I draw one more, which is not symmetrical, as in बीच में line नहीं है इस rectangle के, how many rectangles do we have here? We had 3 initially when we had only one vertical strip. एक column था तो 3 थे. The moment I draw one more, how many rectangles overall do we get? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 6? How many do we get here? So the thing is, there is no formula for this. I mean, there is a formula, but that formula is specifically for the vertical one, right? But what if there is an addition, there is some extra figure? तो उस केस में फॉर्मूला नहीं लगेगा, ठीक है? फॉर्मूला भी लगाना है तो it will become complicated as the figure grows, especially the kind of question we have. So this is just to make you understand how things happen. See, there are 3 rectangles here in just the vertical one. You have one rectangle which is a newly formed, right? And you will have one rectangle which is this large rectangle. So every time there is an addition, not only the new rectangle is being counted, but because of the new rectangle, a larger rectangle starts forming. So the number of rectangles will keep on increasing. We will eventually have 3 here, 1 here, and one, the largest one. We have 5 rectangles here. ठीक है? Going by that logic, if we try to solve this, ये वाले से कितने rectangles आएंगे? 3. Now, the moment I join this, total how many rectangles we have? 5. Just solved a similar question here. Okay. Let's move to the next one. Now, when you move towards the next one, you have to make sure that you don't take the horizontal one. ये जो horizontal line है ना, इसको ignore करो. Okay? Forget about it. Now, the moment I bring in this rectangle, this entire rectangle, how many rectangles do you get? One more, right? एक तो ये खुद है. Now, this combined with the previous one will also result in one rectangle. This combined with the first one and the middle one will give us one more large rectangle, right? So just by the addition of one rectangle, we don't get one rectangle, we actually get three more rectangles. Is it clear? We get three more, not one more or two more. तीन और आएंगे. One is that blue one, another is that blue and pink together, and the next one is the entire rectangle. Clear? 8 rectangles हो गए अभी तक. 3 just from the vertical one, 1 because of the next 3 not just from the vertical one, 3 from the vertical one, 2 because of the addition of one more rectangle, so that results in a 5, and another 3 because of the addition of that blue rectangle. Anyone has any doubt? 8 rectangles अभी तक निकले. Not 7 Aditya, not 7 Amisha, 7 नहीं, 8. ठीक है? Now, let's move towards the further side. Now, the thing is, these two are horizontal rectangles, so I'm not taking that into consideration. I'll take that later. अब इसको देखते हैं. Can I say this figure is just a smaller image of the first part? यही shape है, छोटा है, and it's just overturned. The two smaller rectangles were on the left hand side in the first larger figure. Now they are on the right hand side. So if we have got 5 rectangles from those, don't you think we are supposed to have another 5 from here? इधर से भी 5 निकल कर आएंगे पूरे से. Same logic, 1, 2, 3 rectangles from that vertical rightmost. Addition of one more, that will result in 2 more. So total 5 उधर से भी. So we have a total of 8 so far, 5 इधर. Right, everyone? So we will keep a count of this. We had 8, we have 5. Next. Are we done with all the vertical rectangles? Yes, we are. Let's move towards the horizontal ones. Now, if I take this horizontal one, not only this will give us a rectangle, but with the previous bottom one, so we get 2 rectangles actually. एक तो वो strip और एक नीचे वाले के साथ. So 2 rectangles, right? Okay. Now, if we take this particular rectangle, there is not an addition of just 1 rectangle, but 3 overall. How 3? देखो, 1 rectangle is itself, another rectangle is with the bottom one, and then we have one more rectangle beneath it, which is the largest one, which is like a door on the right hand side. So 3 more rectangles you get. So we have taken care of all the vertical rectangles by assuming that there is a partition here. इस white वाले line के left and right में हमने calculate कर लिया. Now what we'll have to do is combine both of these and then form how many vertical rectangles we can get, right? तो ध्यान से, we are going to get a rectangle from here to here, as in इधर से लेके इधर तक नहीं, इधर से इधर नहीं मिलेगा because there is no line there. We are going to get horizontally यहाँ से यहाँ तक. So this is one rectangle we are going to get, the largest one, right? So that is one more. Now let's count the horizontal rectangles. So if you look at the horizontal rectangles, can we say this is one small rectangle we have here? This one we did not count, remember? हमने केवल blue पूरा strip लिया था. We will have another rectangle here. We will not take the entire rectangle. Why? Because that has already been counted. So we get 2 more. Okay. Another one. This entire rectangle, we did not count before. So that will give us another one, right? Okay. तो ये सारे rectangles हो गए. Which rectangle? Are we missing any rectangle? So we have 1, 2, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. ठीक है. We have to calculate this rectangle from here until here. ये वाला rectangle count नहीं करा है. See this particular rectangle. This one we did not. Right? So that will add up to give us one more. And finally, I think I'll need. And finally, there was one more rectangle that we did not cover, which was this rectangle, the other side. So that will give us one more. All the large sized vertical rectangles and the horizontal ones we have calculated. So this we have 8 plus 2, 10, 5 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, plus 4, 24. So there are 24 rectangles. नहीं 21 नहीं है गार्गी, 24 है. पहले vertical वाले सारे count करें, then the horizontal ones, and then the largest one, and then the smallest one. So ये वाले आपके smallest and largest वाले हैं. These were the horizontal ones. These were all the vertical ones. So there are 24 rectangles. Such a question will take a lot of time in the exam. Suppose if you happen to get 26 rectangles, तो कुछ ना गलत किया होगा. If you get only 17 or 18 rectangles, means you must have missed something. Every time you are not able to get an answer, you need to move over to the next question, solve 2 or 3 more questions, come back. By that time, you will forget all the rectangles that you may have chosen. You may be able to see completely new rectangles then. So ये out of the blue difficult वाला question है. Okay, another one. Find the number of parallelograms here. Not a symmetrical figure completely, to a certain extent, but not completely. So any formula is not going to help you. No one? Start from the largest shaped, the parallelograms with the largest size, dimensions, and then move towards the smallest ones. I know, most of you are more comfortable with smaller to larger. होता क्या, smaller से larger पे जाते वक्त sometimes you come across a type of figure which is not the smallest, not the largest, तो कभी कभी include हो जाता है. And next time again while counting in the next round we tend to count it again. So we get more number of figures than there are. So इसीलिए strictly largest से शुरू करोगे तो थोड़ा आसान हो जाता है. 15. Okay. Okay. 15. 5 of you have answered 15. Okay. So I will start with the largest. ठीक है. Largest वाला पैरेललोग्राम से शुरू करते हैं. Which is the largest parallelogram that we see? तो थोड़ा सा अगर देखा जाए तो can we say this is the largest parallelogram we have? ये वाला. How many of such figures do we have here? कितने हैं ऐसे? How many? So I'm going to name them as vertices A, B, C, D, E, F, so that if I take AD as the diagonal, that's 1. जैसे ही AD diagonal बोला तो there is going to be one and only one parallelogram, right? So largest wale, which I can say contains, okay, there are triangles and parallelograms both. So एक AD हो गया. Similarly, which is the next one? Can I say CF? Right? Which is the next one? Can I say BE? देखो BE को देखो. BE is the diagonal. Do we have any more? Obviously no. We have 6 vertices, 6 corners, can't say corners, 6 vertices, and for every pair of opposite vertex you get one diagonal, right? And each diagonal will result in a parallelogram. Largest one, क्योंकि आपने सबसे बड़ा वाला diagonal लिया तो सबसे बड़ा parallelogram मिलेगा. Then let's go to medium sized. Now, when I'm talking about medium sized, I'm talking about a figure which is something like this. ये वाला. This is also parallelogram, right? How many of such shaped figure do we have? देखो एक तो E vertex के साथ मिल रहा है. Another we are seeing ऊपर में B, this part, right? So we get 2 here. Do we have more? We'll get 1 here. We'll get another 1 here, right? So the pink was, I mean, in the parallelogram where BE is the diagonal, in that itself you get 4 parallelograms. देखो, the thing is, if I have a parallelogram which looks something like this, if I have a parallelogram which looks something like this, vertically draw कर लेता हूँ, horizontal में. So the top one is vertex B, the bottom one is E. So this is B, this is E. We have a horizontal line here, we have a horizontal line here, and then we have a figure here, and then we have a figure here. Right? यही है आपका figure. Okay. So here BE वाला diagonal में already the largest parallelogram we have. Then we will have smaller ones. How many of them? 4 of them. One you are going to have along this, right? Another you are going to have along this. 2 हो गए. Next one you are going to have ऐसा. And the next one you are going to have something like this. तो 4 तो इसी के अंदर और निकलेंगे, right? So medium size के 4 है, largest के 3 है, medium के 4 है. Do we have any more apart from these 4? Do we have any more apart from these 4? Okay. नहीं? Okay. अब आते हैं, let's go to the smallest ones. So the smallest parallelogram is going to be this. Similarly, we are going to have one here. Similarly, we are going to have one here. And then we are going to have one here. ठीक है? तो small sized के we get 4. Which one did we miss out on? Is it the small sized or the medium sized or the large size? कौन सा वाला miss out हो गया? Because when I asked, small वाले और कितने होंगे? I'm waiting for the answers. No, C is not right, Shreyash. Some of you have answered it correctly. Now most of you are answering it wrong. Largest 3, medium 4, small 4. How many more left? How many more nahi? Which type left? Medium, which is made up of more than one parallelogram, or small size, which is made up of only one parallelogram or 2 triangles? Or do we have the largest ones, which is made up of more than 2 triangles or 2 parallelograms? Jaldi. Still waiting for the answer. नहीं, small नहीं, medium size guys, medium. Medium sized, did we look into this parallelogram? हमने B और E का इंक्लूसिव वाला करा था ना, ये वाला तो नहीं लिया था. Similarly, we did not see this parallelogram. दो ये वाले पैरेललोग्राम नहीं देखे थे, मीडियम साइज वाले. सो CF जो आपका पैरेललोग्राम है, सी B में वी गॉट 4 बिकॉज B was more symmetrical, right? So within BE we got 4. ये जो 4 मीडियम साइज आए थे, ये B के आए थे. So we are going to get 2 from CF as well. And how many are we going to get from AD as the diagonal? AD वाला पैरेललोग्राम के अंदर कितने मिलेंगे? इसके अंदर भी 2 मिलेंगे. ये देखो, AD वाले पैरेललोग्राम के अंदर एक ये and another one is this. So you get 2 from AD, 2 from CF and 4 from BE. मीडियम साइज के टोटल 8 है. So we will have a total of 7 plus 8, 15 parallelograms. Not small, medium size. Okay. So if I draw a D wala large parallelogram, this is A, this is D. These are the two parallelogram we get. Ye do. Similarly, if I draw C and F wala parallelogram, I will get two parallelograms in CF apart from the original parallelogram where the CF is the diagonal. Since there are no horizontal lines between those slant cuts, you will not get more diagonals. So we get two from BE. Sorry, we get four medium-sized parallelograms from BE itself along with BE, that is 5. AD parallelogram में AD खुद एक है and we get 2 more, so that's 3. CF में we get CF as the one parallelogram and 2 more, so that's another 3. So 5 plus 3 plus 3, so that is going to give us a total of 11. अब 4 आपको छोटे वाले मिलते हैं, ठीक है? So I'm going to shade those 4 small ones. So the first one is this, made up of 2 triangles. Okay. Another one is this, made up of again 2 triangles. Then you have one which is actually a parallelogram. Not 2 triangles exist there. And then we are going to have one here. So you get 4 small. So the answer is 15 and not 17 or 16 or none of the above. Is this clear? Everyone? Chalo, good. Next wala. Find the number of triangles in the given figure. Aditya says 11. Chetan says 10. Chetan ने अब E कर दिया. Prajul says D. Rohan says 12. Shreyash says 11. Okay. Okay, so here it goes. The smallest ones. Okay, how many do we have? 7. Next, medium sized. Medium sized का मतलब कौन सा वाला? Medium sized means more than one small triangle when it is included. Okay, so the medium sized triangle that we can see is this one, made up of 4 small triangles, right? Similarly, we will find another medium sized by taking this as the vertex. So that is another one, third. Then we get another medium sized which is going to be this one. So medium size कितने मिलेंगे? So obviously there are 3 vertices, so we are going to get 3, right? And then let's talk about the large size. Large size means, smallest means 1 triangle. Medium size means we took 4 triangles, 3 at the corners and 1 at the center. And in the large one, we need to take more than 4 triangles. The moment you take more than 4 triangles, you will have to take up all the 9 triangles, even though there is not 1 triangle because there is no line here, right? So इसको अभी मान लेते हैं कि अगर ये line है, we'll be taking more than 4 triangles, which will be all the triangles, right? So that is going to give us one more, the largest triangle, all the 9 triangles. 9 नहीं actually 7 है क्योंकि उधर line है नहीं, so let's not write 9. All the 7 triangles use करके. So total of 11 triangles we have. D is the answer. Vaishnavi, D, E नहीं, 12 नहीं है, D. Okay, next one. Again, we need to find number of triangles in this. Not an easy shape. So I'll give you a hint. Suppose I draw this. How many triangles are here? कितने triangles हैं इसमें? So again, there are 2 ways to see. This is symmetrical figure, so there is going to be a shortcut. Non-symmetrical figure कुछ नहीं कर सकते, एक एक करके count करो. Symmetrical figure, since we have, so please pay attention. इस shape के small one, we have 4 of them, right? If I count them one by one, okay. Next, ये बड़े वाले, बड़े as in medium sized. इसके we have 4. One is this shape, another is this one, mirror image. The next one is this shape. People generally forget only one out of these 2. They remember, the other one they forget. So we have 4 more. Do we have any more triangles? No. So we have a total of 8 triangles here. Is there any shortcut for this? Is there any formula? Yes. What you do is you write from a particular small triangle in clockwise, anti-clockwise in consecutive order. Number लिखना शुरू कर दो 1, 2, 3, 4. जिस number पे रुके उसका double कर दो. Those many triangles you are going to have in that particular square figure. Square या rectangle कुछ भी हो, उतने triangles मिलेंगे आपको. I'll repeat. You start from 1, keep on writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. जितने भी given है. And the last number into 2 will give you the total number of triangles you're going to have. So I hope this method will help you simplify a major chunk of the problem figure we have, right? So if I happen to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, केवल इस square पे ध्यान दे रहा हूँ मैं. I'm only looking at this square because this is symmetrical and it's easier. So I know that 8 into 2, 16 triangles तो इसी में. And then I will count the remaining triangle which looks like the roof of this house. है ना, बचपन में ऐसे ही घर बनाते थे हम, अभी भी बनाते हैं कुछ लोग. And count those extra triangles, see how many of them we can count, and then we're going to put it back. And while doing that, you have to also be careful, as in the square inside some portion and the outer region that we haven't calculated, do they also form some triangle or not? If they do, we will have to count that as well. We will have to count. We don't have a formula for that. मतलब इसके लिए फॉर्मूला बैठ के बना सकते हैं, हिट एंड ट्रायल करके, कुछ ना कुछ जुगाड़ करके. But then how many formulas will you remember? Because there are literally practically infinite types of figures we can have, है ना? तो कुछ स्टैंडर्ड के कर सकते हैं, सबका तो नहीं कर सकते. Okay, so if we count more, so we will have 1 here, we will have 2 here, we will have 3 here, we will have 4 here. So we have 4 of them more, right? So count रखते हैं. So we had 16 and then we get 4 more. Okay. Let's count more of them. अब थोड़े से मीडियम साइज वाले. एक, 2, 3. I will not take 1, 2 together. 1, 2 जो लिखा हुआ है ना स्क्वायर के अंदर, that is already counted as square वाला triangle because that is completely inside square. Okay, so we get 3 so far, isn't it? Okay. Four, 5, इसको कौन करेगा काउंट? 6. So we happen to get 5 medium size and 1 largest, है ना? टोटल कितने हो गए? 26, right? Which one? 26 हो गया तो we are pretty sure कि ABC तो नहीं होगा. So we need to find either 2 or 4 more. So can we bring in some other shape? If I take that, चार में से 3 तो वही हो गया, राइट? एक्चुअली एक बहुत ही सिंपल वाला स्किप हो गया. द हाफ, हाफ वाला, because we had to think of triangles which should be a part of the square as well as outermost region. So we get 2 more. Will not get any further. So total of 28. 1812. अच्छा ठीक है, मैंने अभी देखा चैट. 1812, 2, 4, 5, 6. So there were some triangles that I was able to figure out. It took me some more time to figure out the last 2. Some of you were already able to figure out these 2 first. बाकी कुछ मिस हो गया होगा, है ना? So total 28. Very few of you answered 28, है ना? लास्ट में सबने 28 बोला, बीच में भी बोला, स्टार्टिंग में नहीं बोला. Okay, next one. Find the number of triangles in the given figure. So I'll help you out with this type. आपको क्या करना है? When you have a figure like this where the lines are drawn from a vertex, कितने भी lines अगर draw किए गए हैं, what you do is you write down numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and then do the same calculation. 5 into 6 by 2, 15 triangles इधर. लग नहीं रहा ना 15 है, पर हैं. Actually, what happens is when you have just one triangle, so there is one triangle. But the moment you draw one, there are not 2 triangles, there are 3. दो छोटे और एक बड़ा. And the moment you draw 2 lines from the same vertex, of course, you don't get 3 or 4 triangles. You get more than that. You get 6. 6 कैसे होगा? You will be getting these 3 small ones. Then you will be getting the medium sized के 2. That is 4th triangle. 5th triangle. And then of course you will be getting the original, the largest one, which is ये वाला. Total 6 triangles हो गया, right? So how do we count it? We write down 1, 2, 3. So 3 into 2, 3 into 4. लास्ट नंबर जहां तक आएगा इंटू नेक्स्ट नंबर डिवाइडेड बाय 2. ये कर लोगे तो आपको 6 ट्रायंगल्स आ जाएंगे. सो इट विल मैच. ठीक है. सो सिमिलरली दिस फिगर, दिस में लुक लाइक 7, 8, 10 ट्रायंगल्स होंगे, पर एक्चुअली 15 है. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, हाउ मेनी ट्रायंगल्स डू वी हैव हियर? नहीं यश, वो रेक्टेंगल में हुआ करता था इंटू 2. रेक्टेंगल के केस में, स्क्वायर के केस में, व्हेन यू हैड दोस स्क्वायर के अंदर रेक्टेंगल्स, ट्रायंगल्स, उसमें डबल करते थे. दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड, देयर आर सो मेनी डिफरेंट फिगर्स, देयर आर सो मेनी डिफरेंट वेज. सो हाउ मेनी ट्रायंगल्स आर वी गोइंग टू हैव हियर? तो देखो ऐसे पहले वाला यही लॉजिक लगाते हैं. वी विल हैव 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 एज इन 4 into 5 by 2. So we will have 10 triangles on the top. We will have 10 triangles at the bottom. So 20 triangles तो हो गए. Next, we will have to count the number of triangles that is formed by combining both the shapes. है ना? दोनों shapes को लेते हुए कितने बनेंगे? So this is a triangle, right? One side, second side, third side. Next, we are going to have another triangle, which is going to be formed by this. So, 2 triangle हमें मिले left को. Similarly, we are going to have 2 triangles on the right. So, we'll get 4 more triangles. Do we still have to count for more? कुछ और बच गया है? काउंट करना. 6 कैसे कंबाइन करके 6 कैसे आएगा? आर यू काउंटिंग गाइस? रुक जाओ. आर यू गाइस रियली काउंटिंग दिस एज ए ट्राइंगल? ये ट्राइंगल कब से हो गया भाई? दिस इज मेड अप ऑफ 4 साइड्स. बूमरैंग टाइप या एरो हेड टाइप है ना. ये ट्राइंगल कब से होने लगा? ये एरो हेड, ये ट्राइंगल कब से आप लोगों को दिखने लगा? ट्राइंगल नहीं है ना. So you can't be taking that and say कि 3 triangles हैं इधर. So you can only form a total of 2 triangles on each side, where the top and the bottom figures are combined. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. You will get only 4 more. There will be 24 triangles. Okay, Prajakta, Mrunali, Vaishnavi, it's Murli, right? No, Mrunali. Okay. 24 triangles are here. Clear? Okay, I'll move to the next question. Once you guys hit the like button, please hit the like button. Sumit, 24. Okay, next one. How many parallelograms are there in the figure? Again, non-symmetrical. Symmetrical समझते हो ना? It's not symmetrical along only x and y. It has to be symmetrical along both the axes. सुमित कौन सा मिस कर दिया? बताना. सुमित एक मैं काम करता हूं, मैं ना यहाँ पे वो लिख देता हूँ नंबर्स ट्रायंगल्स के, ठीक है? आप मेरे को बताना विच नंबर्स कॉम्बिनेशन डिड आई मिस, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, विच टू ट्रायंगल्स डिड आई मिस? एवरीवन हु इज सेइंग 26 एज द आंसर, गो हेड, गो हेड, बताओ कौन सा दो मिस कर दिया? मिडिल लाइन नहीं, मैंने वो कर दिया, बता दिया आपको। मेरे को वो नंबर्स बताओ, सो दैट दे इफ आई कॉम्बाइन देम आई विल गेट अ ट्रायंगल व्हिच आई हैव ऑलरेडी नॉट काउंटेड इन दोस 20 और इन द नेक्स्ट 4. हाँ जी सुमित, or anyone. A triangle that you may have got, two triangles actually, because you guys are saying 26. तो मैंने नहीं करा, जल्दी जल्दी. Come on, we have so many questions to do. Please be quick. नहीं आया. This one. How many parallelograms are there in the following figure? I hope everybody is aware that every square is a parallelogram, every rectangle is a parallelogram, every rhombus is a parallelogram, right? In between 2 and 3 there is a straight line, so won't we consider it? करंट मेरे को नंबर बताओ बेटा, कौन कौन से ट्रायंगल के नंबर को जोड़ने पे आप चाहते हो कि मैं बनाऊं ट्रायंगल? ऐसे मैं आप जो बोल रहे हो मैं विजुलाइज नहीं कर सकता, मेरी विजुलाइजेशन बहुत गड़बड़ है. आपने बोला है कि 2 and 3 के बीच में एक स्ट्रेट लाइन है, अग्रीड, देयर इज अ वर्टिकल लाइन, राइट? ये वाला लाइन है. अब आप पूरा लाइन बोल रहे हो, आधा लाइन बोल रहे हो, मेरे को नहीं पता. आप मेरे को बताओ, आप 1 2 की बात कर रहे हो, आप 3 4 की बात कर रहे हैं, आप 1 2 3 4 की बात कर रहे हैं, आप 1 2 5 6 की बात कर रहे हैं, आप किसकी बात कर रहे हो? Sahil says C, 15. Okay. So I'll start from here. Since square के अंदर square है, so I will be writing down 1. इसको ऐसे, हाँ ऐसे काउंट कर लेते हैं. So we have 1 2, right? So we will have 2 into 3 by 2, 3, similarly 2 into 3 by 2, which is 3, right? So 3 into 3, we will have 9 squares or rectangles inside it, which will be counted as parallelogram. ठीक है? So 9 तो मेरे को इस वाले शेप के अंदर, including the large figure, I got all of those, right? Then comes in the next type of figure, which is made using slant lines. इस तरह वाले कितने होंगे, right? Those we need to count. So we're going to have 1 2 3 3 as in, okay, let me shade it. 1 2 3 4, right? So I get 4 figures which look like this. Okay. Next, if you pay a little attention, you will realize that this is also nothing but a parallelogram, है ना? ये भी parallelogram का part है. So I get 2 more which are smaller and they look like this or the mirror image, right? Next, which parallelogram are we missing out on? We haven't considered the larger ones, right? Larger ones का मतलब है if I combine two parallelograms, ये भी एक parallelogram देगा, right? So that means I'll get two more which are larger shaded, larger sized, which that particular parallelogram, the shape that you see and its mirror image. So left and right दोनों side मिल रहा है, right? So you get two more. So we have looked into the largest ones, the smallest ones, the part of the larger ones, and then the squares and the rectangles. So we get a total of, if you add 8 plus 9 is going to give us 17. 17 एक बार आ गया largest number in the options, we are pretty sure इसके beyond तो नहीं जाना, right? चलो, good. Next one, find the number of triangles in the given figure. While you guys are solving, please make sure that you just click on the like button. That's all is required. Thank you for doing that. Okay. Aditya says E. Aditya, how many are you getting? मतलब 13 से ज्यादा या 10 से कम? हाँ, नन तो समझ में आ गया. नन मतलब 10, 11, 12, 13 नहीं, राइट? तो या तो 10 से कम आ रहा होगा आपका आंसर या 13 से ज्यादा आ रहा होगा. मैं पूछना चाह रहा हूँ, ज्यादा है 13 से या 10 से कम आ रहे हैं? Status says 8. अच्छा, so you answered 8. Gargi says E. Prajakta says 10. Sahil says 10. 10 से कम आ रहा है? नहीं. Okay, so we have these edges पे 1, 1, 1 small triangle, right? So we get 5 triangles. 5 triangles are of this shape, right? Next, how many right angle triangles are we going to get? How will I get a right angle triangle? Almost like a right angle triangle, not necessarily a right angle triangle. थोड़ा सा दिख रहा है. So एक तो ये मिला हमें, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name the vertices as A, B, C, D, and E. So can we say कि अच्छा E, B की जगह let's start from A. So can I say कि A और C को मिलाया as the two vertices. So I'll get one triangle. So AC एक साइड लेके एक ट्रायंगल मिलेगा. Similarly, can I say BD को लेके एक ट्रायंगल मिलेगा? BD को ले लो आप और एक ट्रायंगल ऐसे ड्रॉ कर दो. Okay. Similarly, can I say कि A, B, C, अब C की बारी है. So A, B को skip करके C. This is like encoding decoding. A, B, C की जगह B इग्नोर किया, A, C आया. फिर B, C, D, C इग्नोर करके D आया, B, C, D. Similarly, C, D, E में if I write C, E and ignore D, तो C को लेके if I draw a triangle, तो मेरे को एक ट्रायंगल इधर मिलेगा. In the very similar way, if I take D, D, E, I have to skip E, I have to take A because this is cyclic in nature. When I do this, so DA को लेके मेरे को एक triangle बनाना है, so this is the triangle I'll be getting. You can see that A was pink in color, D was blue in color, so there was no triangle which had A and D before. Same logic say if I go to E and if I go cyclic, if I ignore A and write B, so EB को लेके एक मिलेगा. You look at E and B. वन इज ग्रीन वन इज ब्लू, दैट मीन्स ई बी को लेकर ट्राइंगल नहीं बना था, बी का डी के साथ बना था, ई के साथ नहीं. दैट्स व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू ड्रॉ नाउ, दैट्स व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू शेड. So if we do this, we'll have one triangle here. So we get 5 large triangles, and each of those large triangles are of the shape something like this. So we get a total of 10 triangles. Question number 10 का आंसर 10 है. 11 कैसे आ गया? 5 पहले थे, 5 अब है. अब कौन सा ट्राइंगल बना रहे हो आप? You can't have a large triangle. This has got 5 vertices, not 6. 6 होता तो फिर और triangles निकल कर आते, right? Everyone, how 11? Next question. Number of triangles. Quick. You can use the logic that we saw some time back. If you have a triangle, इधर से अगर करा draw, तो आप क्या करते हो? आप ये 1 2 लिखते हो और last number जो आता है that into next number by 2 कर देते हो. So there are 3 triangles. Use that logic to figure out the number of triangles in this large figure, number of triangles in this large figure, number of triangles in this large figure. उसके बाद छोटे छोटे वाले कुछ अगर बचे हैं तो उनको काउंट कर लो. It's very simple. A lot of you have answered it correctly. Good. So there are 14. 14 कैसे होंगे? So if I take the right hand side वाला triangle, I'm going to have 3 triangles here, right? Okay. Now if I take ये left hand side वाला ये वाला triangle, I'm going to have 3 triangles here, right? And if I happen to take a triangle which is this one, sorry, ये और नीचे जाएगा, ये इधर से इधर जा रहा है. So in this one, I'm going to have 6 triangles, right? इसको आप ऐसे ट्रीट कर लो. There are 2 lines from the vertex. So you have 1, 2, 3. So this is going to give us 3 into 4 by 2. That is 6 triangles in this. 3 and 3 each. So we have a total of 12. 12 आते के साथ we are pretty sure कि ये दो तो नहीं होगा. Now you can count these smaller triangles. So you get 2 triangles, the smaller ones which were not yet counted. These are the 2 more. So we get a total of 14. 12 already there. 2 more. That will give you 14. Very good. A lot of you have answered it correctly. Some people are still stuck at 10 or 12. No, 14. Next, find the number of circles in the given figure. Pretty easy. Circles are always easier because all you have to do is follow the circumference or the track. In the case of triangles or squares, you have got straight lines cutting each other, तो वो थोड़ा visually confusing होता है. But when it comes to circles, it's pretty easy, right? So start with the same size, the largest one से smallest की तरफ जाओ, है ना? एक आपके पास इस शेप का है, कितने हैं? एक थोड़ा सा इससे बड़ा है, एक उससे बड़ा है, एक उससे बड़ा है ना? So smaller ones, how many do we have? So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 9 plus 14, 23 तो यही है. How many of this shape? 1. Shape as in size. इसका वाला कितना है? 1. इसका वाला कितना है? 1. Did we miss out on any more circle? कुछ और बचा है? नहीं. Good. Pretty easy, right? 26. Find the number of triangles in this given figure. Hint? Use the same logic. 1, 2, 2 into 3 by 2, 3 triangles. What if I extend this? और मैंने कुछ ऐसा ड्रॉ कर लिया. कुछ नहीं करना है. 1 and 2, 3 triangles. 1 and 2, 3 triangles. 1 and 2, 3 triangles. So total 9 triangles हो जाएंगे. So you can use this logic in order to find the number of triangles in this shape. Because this is not symmetrical, तो part by part करना पड़ेगा, which is not going to be easy, right? But कुछ नहीं, practice कर रहे हैं. Worst case scenario, we may have such kind of shapes, right? तो पता तो सारे types होने चाहिए, सारे attempt मतलब practice करना ही है हमें. जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. So we are going to have 3 and 3, 6 triangles उस shape में, right? How many triangles in this shape? 3 triangles in that shape. Same है ना, यही वाला है, rotated है बस. Okay. Then we are going to have 1 triangle here. यही एक triangle है, so 1 triangle there. Okay, did we miss out on any particular shape? कोई ऐसा है जो अभी तक नहीं करा है? जल्दी, 10 तो आ चुका है. Can we have 11? Can we have 12? Can we have 13? Which triangle are we missing? Or which triangles are we missing? So if you look at the left hand side में ये rectangle है. If you take that, you will never get a triangle because a triangle never has a rectangle as its part. सोच के देखो, एक triangle में नीचे बाजू कहीं पे भी rectangle दिखेगा नहीं. So that is redundant. Similarly, if you look at the figure on the right hand side, it's a pentagon. नहीं, pentagon नहीं है, quadrilateral ही है. But again, this is, if it has to be a triangle, you need to have this line extended, right? But that is not. So that is not going to be a triangle. No? So are we missing out on any triangle? Yes, we are missing out on just one triangle, which is ये large, सबसे बड़ा वाला. एक यही बच रहा है. So we will have one more triangle. So how many triangles do we have overall? 6 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1, 10 plus 1, 11. 11 triangles either. Good, good, good. Bigger one, right? सबसे बड़ा, blue and pink combined. Correct. Next one. Find the number of triangles in this given figure. Because this is under ellipse, yeah, circular region. So obviously any part of the circular region that is included will never give you a triangle, right? A triangle has is made up of 3 straight lines. An enclosed figure with 3 straight lines, not curved. In other words, you can't call this a triangle. I hope you guys are able to understand. This is not a triangle, guys. Okay? People who have just joined, please make sure that you like this video. Boys see it is red, but girls see that as pink. Gargi. You were the only person who said pink. Actually, that was pink. That wasn't red. I think so. मैंने pink ही use किया था. हाँ, ये pink है. The red one is the last color that I drew. So Gargi was correct. Everyone else was wrong. सी व्हेन यू हैव ऑप्शंस व्हिच आर वेरी लेस 20 या उससे कम है ना, तो थोड़ा दिल को तसल्ली मिलती है कि शायद हम कर सकते हैं कि अगर काउंट करके, if the total number of triangles are in 20s or more than that, and if it's not a symmetrical figure, कितना काउंट करेंगे, है ना? Except it was a question like the circles वाला. कितना आंसर कर रहे हैं आप लोग? 11, 17. ओ भाई देखो यार, how many triangles in this? Standard, ठीक है, ओवर एक्सटेंड मत करना. 3 triangles in this. I'm not looking at the smaller corner ones, उसको नहीं देख रहा. स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मूले से इससे 3 आएगा. Okay, the next standard is this. Standard मतलब ये. How many triangles we will get from here? 3 triangles from here, right? Now let's move towards the smaller ones. Smaller ones will mean एक ये, एक ये. 2, one this small, another one is this one. So we get 4 more, right? 4 triangles which are smaller ones. Total 10 आ रहा है, but we very well know that in the options we have 11, 13, 15. मतलब ज़्यादा ही है. It means we are missing out on a particular region or a particular shape, right? So कौन सा shape miss हो रहा है, which is not accounted for? See, when I have drawn that blue, the left hand and the right hand, that is already counted, in case you are trying to count that as well. Two smaller ones. कौन सा small? वो वाला तो कर ही लिया. Thirteen, 15, right? ये वाला. So instead of counting this, how about we take this triangle, है ना? इसको मैं white color से denote करूंगा क्योंकि green दिखेगा नहीं आपको dark shade पे. From here, can we say we'll get 3 triangles out of just that particular shape? ये जो हमारा green वाला जो मैंने shade कर लेता हूँ, ठीक है? This green वाला. In this itself, I'll get 3 more triangles. Agreed, everyone? ठीक है. 13 हुआ. Do we see any more triangle? Any more triangle? So actually मेरे को ऐसे ड्रॉ कर लेना चाहिए था, उसी में कवर हो जाता. सेंटर कौन सा? पिंक वाला? वो तो इसमें काउंटेड है ना. 3 triangles when I took, that the center triangle and the left and the right, they're all counted. Can't take that center one. क्या बात कर रहे हो? Where is a parallelogram? पिंक एंड ब्लू कंबाइन करके How come I am not able to see this? पिंक एंड ग्रीन कंबाइन करके See, there is a parallelogram. People who are saying कि parallelogram है, हाँ है, बिल्कुल है. This is a parallelogram, ठीक है? पर इस parallelogram में, if you're talking about this triangle, ये already counted है. ये 4 red. If you're talking about the remaining part, it's not a triangle. If you're talking about this part being a triangle, this is already counted. Okay. Okay. Got it. मेरे ठीक है, वो बताना चाह रहे हो. This is one triangle and this is another one. So लोगों ने 15 बोला था तो कुछ तो कारण रहा होगा. Did anybody say 17? 2 triangles more. Did anybody say 17? 17 किसी ने कहा था? प्लीज दिखाया जाए. नहीं, 15 was the maximum you guys said. ठीक है, 15 तक तो पहुंच गए. 15. Another one. How many triangles are there in the given figure? ये वाला शेप ले लो आप. You know how many triangles we are going to have here? इस वाले शेप को फिर अलग से निकालो because this is not at all joined edge by edge, side by side. It's actually vertex to vertex, so it is not going to form any triangle. So that's a completely different independent figure. This one is another one. Then you also have this particular shape which is square. इसका भी हमें पता है कैसे निकालते हैं, right? So yeah. How many triangles overall? C तो previous वाले का था. So here can we say 1 2 3 4 4 into 2 8 triangles इधर हो गए. 1 2 2 into 3 by 2 3 triangles here. 8 plus 3 11 triangles so far. Okay, the moment we have taken 1 and 2, तो can we say कि ये हटा दो, because all the triangles that are formed using that has already been taken care of. The large triangle, the smaller one, or a combo of that, ये सारे counted है. So can I say all I have to do is count the number of triangles here and count the number of triangles the larger one. So we will get 3 triangles here, we will get 3 triangles here. So that is another 6. So 8 plus 3 plus 6, 17 triangles we will have. Not symmetrical figure, but we use the 2 different ways of solving triangles. Formula वाला और सबको एक एक करके जल्दी से solve कर लिया ना. 17, not 15. Archana, 17. Okay, next one. Find the number of squares and rectangles in the figure below. जल्दी. स्क्वायर का तो मैंने बता दिया था, अभी रेक्टेंगल का भी बता दूंगा. assume that every small figure here is a square. Okay, the assumption is every small figure here is a square, so that you take 4 squares in an cyclic order, it will give you another square. So rectangles ka, if you remember, we have already discussed how to calculate number of rectangles here. The number of rectangles can be calculated as you write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you do 5 into 6 divided by 2, which is 15 horizontally, and then you do the same calculation vertically, so you end up at 5 again, so that will again result in 5 into 6 by 2, so 15, and eventually you multiply these two to get the total number of rectangles. Rectangles ka. So 15 into 15, you will have a total of 225 rectangles. 225 rectangles matlab B or D to nahi hai. Now how do we calculate the number of squares here? ये कैसे करते हैं? So what you do is, ध्यान से सुनना, you start like this, ठीक है, ये समझाने के लिए, with a dimension of 1 by 1 का square, कितने होंगे? 5 into 5. What is 5 here? 5 is the length. Length की जगह I will say column and row. Okay, so 5 is row and 5 is column. ठीक है? Okay. 2 into 2. 2 into 2 means ये वाला है. This is 2 into 2. इसके कितने होंगे? एक एक कम कर दो. 3 into 3 के? 3 into 3 would mean this particular sized square. How many are we going to have? So आप क्या करोगे? Previous में 4 and 4 decrease both the numbers by 1 by 1. So as in 3 हो जाएगा 4 का और अगले 4 का 3 हो जाएगा. So this is the dimension wise we are thinking कि how many such squares we have. This is to calculate the number of squares in such figure. And then 4 into 4. 4 into 4 का मतलब हो गया we are dealing with this sized squares. How many squares are we going to have of this dimension 4 by 4? ये भी square होगा. So what you do is you reduce 3 and 3 both by 1 1. Suppose ये 5 into 5 से नहीं 5 into 6 से शुरू होता. Had this original figure been not a square but a rectangle in itself, we would have written 5 into 6. The next one would have become 4 into 5. The next one would have become 3 into 4. So length and breadth के दोनों को एक एक कम करना. Doesn't matter whether they were same originally or they were different. 5 into 5 वाले का number of squares 1 into 1 होंगे. बोले तो what do we mean by this is 5 by 5 का एक ही बनेगा ना square. 1 into 1 is 1. Now what you do is you calculate all of this and you add 25, 16, 9, 4 and 1. So 16 plus 9 is another 25, 25, 25, 4 and 1. This is 55. So we have 55 squares overall and 225 rectangles. So C is our answer. ट्राइंगल नजर नहीं आना चाहिए तनिष्क, केवल सॉल्व भी कर लेना, लगे हाथ. Okay, another complicated one. Let's be quick. Let's finish this as soon as possible. How many rectangles are there in the given figure? So 1, 2, 3. इस फिगर को केवल देखें. So this is going to be 3 into 2 by 2. नहीं, ये तो केवल डबल हो जाता है ना. 3 into 4 होना चाहिए ना. 2 क्यों लिख रहा हूं? 3 into 4 by 2, 6 here. Similarly, how many here? 3 into 4 by 2, 6 here. So we have 6 rectangles. Z shape मान लेते हैं. तो Z का left and Z का right. What about the central version? The backbone? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to give us 6 into 7 by 2. So this is going to give us 21. 21 plus 12. So far we are at 33. Do we have more? 33 का मतलब है कि A और B तो नहीं आंसर. If you can figure out more, कितना निकाल सकते हो, कितना ढूंढ सकते हो, उसके अकॉर्डिंग we'll get the answer. Anyone? मेरे को पता नहीं क्यों लग रहा है कि आंसर में कुछ गड़बड़ी है. चेक कर लेते हैं. Say one rectangle we are going to have will be a combination of these two. है ना? ये तो नहीं करा अभी तक. We took the left hand side part and the bone curve वाला the spine part, right? Similarly, we are going to have another rectangle which will be a combination of these two. So unfortunately, we do not have any line that passes through it कि उसको भी count कर सके. So I can see two more only. So 33 था, we see two more. So we are pretty sure that it's not 34. 35 तो कम से कम आ रहा. Are we missing out one rectangle? कोई rectangle miss हो रहा है? I don't think so. एक उधर एक उधर एक उधर वो काउंट हो चुका है. एक उधर एक उधर वो भी काउंट हो चुका है. There is nothing in common. As in no horizontal line is a part of both of them. 35 आ रहा है ना? 36 नहीं होना चाहिए. 35 होना चाहिए. 35 should be the answer. Typo there. Okay, last one. How many squares are there in the given figure? How about I'll tell you the answer. आप लोग इसको as a homework solve कर लेना. ठीक है? So we need squares. तो इसमें तो आपको पता ही है कितने squares हैं, कैसे काउंट करते हैं. Since squares are asked, not rectangles, remember. तो 4 + 1 5 इधर है. ठीक है. जल्दी से सॉल्व कर ही लो, ये पता ही आंसर बहुत जल्दी आ जाएगा. जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. रेक्टेंगल्स के केस में वुड हैव रिटन 8. ठीक है. सो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, स्क्वायर्स के केस में दिस इज व्हाट यू डू. हैड द क्वेश्चन बीन नंबर ऑफ रेक्टेंगल्स, सो हम लोग ये करते हैं, वुड हैव रिटन 1 2 3 4 और 4 का डबल करके 8 करते अगर रेक्टेंगल्स पूछते तो. ठीक है. देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. Question is squares. Rectangles are not squares, so we can't say that. जल्दी. बहुत सिंपल है. नहीं 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 14 नहीं होगा गाइस. बहुत सिंपल है. देखो इधर कितने हैं. How many squares do you have in this figure? ठीक है. Good. How many squares do you have in this figure? Very good. Even though I'm not looking at the chart, I'm pretty sure, I'm confident कि आप लोग सही आंसर कर रहे होगे. Add करते चलो. How many squares do you have in this figure? Good. कुछ रिपीट हुआ क्या? ध्यान रखना उसका. And how many squares do we have in this figure? If I draw the middle lines and anything, it's not going to give us a square, right? So what you will find is the total number of squares we had initially was 5, फिर another 5, pink के बाद blue वाले में, no pink नहीं, red, after red blue, so ये red वाले में था, ये blue वाले में था, and then another 5 in the case of green. But in the case of green, this square was already accounted for red वाले में, and this square was already accounted for blue वाले में. दोनों में था. तो ये दोनों कम करने पड़ेंगे, right? Because we can't add them twice. And then we have one square which is pink वाला. Total हमारे पास इतने हैं, right? कितने हो जाएंगे? So people who answered it first initially, you guys are correct. The answer is 14. ठीक है, 14 squares. जिन्होंने बाद में आंसर करा आप लोग जनरली गलत हो. So everybody please make sure that you like the video please, and make sure that you share it with your friends who are revising for MHCET, counting the number of figures. Okay, so we are going to start our new CAT 2023 comprehensive program batch. Okay, the link to registering for this is given in the description below. If you are looking for more than 200 hours of problem solving and concept lessons, more than 10,000 practice questions, hard copy books for revision and practicing, more than 75 mock tests, help with your GDPI preparation. So this is the right batch for you guys. Okay. You will be given a tablet as well, wherein you study and you work, you attend your lectures, you get all your online account, which you can use offline as well. Okay. The thing is, our programs, you can attend our programs even on 3G. वैसे 3G अब kind of obsolete हो चुका है, but what that means is, even if you are at a location where only GPRS works, you don't have a proper internet connectivity, आप travel कर रहे हो, train में हो, disconnect हो रहा रह के, it will still be, very good. You don't really need a good connection, 5G, 4G to get connected to our classes. Okay. And the scholarship test for enrolling to those batch, that batch that I just discussed, it's going to happen on 4th of March at 7 p.m. You can get up to 90% scholarship. So make sure that you attempt this exam. Whether you are going to go for a scholarship or not, doesn't matter. एक free का mock मिल रहा है. Attempt it. Okay. More than 1 crore rupees का scholarship we have been given to the students. And on 7th March at 7 p.m, Mr. Sarel is going to take a session as to how to maximize your CAT score 2023. Okay. It's a proper test taking strategy discussion. So everyone, please make sure that you attend this session. You will have to register for this. The link to registering is given for this event is given in the description. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, follow and like our YouTube, Instagram and Facebook channels and pages. And you can join our Telegram group, official Telegram group, which is BYJU'S Exam Prep for MBA. You can download our app and get hundreds of hours of similar content, all for free. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to talk to anyone. Download karo, free ka dekho. Well, thank you everyone. Yash, go to the channel. You will see the lectures that we have already taken and the number of lectures we are yet about to take. आपको सारे वहां मिल जाएंगे. चलो everyone, take care, bye bye.